In chapter 6, we focus on reading and writing to files. So far, we have looked at how to store input in a scanner, and this is scanner. Scan is equal to new scanner, and then inside of our parentheses, we have system.in. This gets the input string. We would have to also import the scanner class. This way we can store user input. However, to store or to open a file, we need to write file, and we can give it a name. We can call this read, or we can just call it file, lowercase, and set it equal to new file with the file name inside of here. And the file name can be just test.txt, and that'll be our file name for here. We'll also have to import file.io. So this way we can store the file in this file name, and we can actually just write the file name, or we can just write file in here. There's an error here, and we'll get to that in a second, but if we did not care to store the file name and we just wanted to read it, let's say once, well, we can just, instead of writing it like this, we can have a scanner. We can call it scan2, and we can set this equal to new scanner. However, instead of having file in here, we can actually just have the file name itself. We can write new file, and then in here we'll have quotes, and we'll do test.txt. So it's basically the same thing, except it is this should all be in one side, except, so this is basically the same thing, except we cut out this part, and we're basically just putting this inside of our scanner. So we're reading the file directly into our scanner. Now, the reason why there's an error for both of these is because every time we read in a file into our program, it needs to know the file exists. However, the code it's unsure. It doesn't know for sure if the file exists. To remedy this, what we can do is right after our public static void main is we can throw a file not, and this should be throws, not just throw. It should be throws file not found exception, like that. And then we are going to need to import file not found exception. Once we have this, we can see that there's no more errors. And this is because this catches any files not found exceptions, and it throws an exception instead of an error. If we didn't have this, we can also do this another way. So we can take this out, and then we can also see that we can surround this with a try catch statement. And what this is basically we try to open this file. This is what this is. It's basically try and a block of code inside, then a catch with an exception, and then inside of here we can do something. So we try to open this file, but if it does not exist, it'll go into the catch. And try catch can be used for more than this, but this is just what it's being used for in this instance. And if there's no file, it'll go into this catch statement where it says file not found exception E, which is basically like this. And then in here we can have a print line statement where we say file not found, or we can do other sorts of code. Same thing with this. If we have a new file being read in, we would have to surround this with the try catch. However, if we have multiple file readings, it's probably easier just to write throws file not found exception up here, because that way it gets it for all of these, unless we're doing case by case stuff for each time we are reading in a file.